All right, it's 6:31 p.m. and I'm going to open a meeting of the Town of Lunenburg Cemetery Commission. It's Tuesday, December 7th, 2021 at 6:30 p.m. In accordance with the requirements of the open meeting law, please be advised that this meeting is being recorded and broadcast over the Lunenburg Public Access Channel. This meeting is being conducted remotely and it will be recorded and be available be found on the Lunenburg Access YouTube channel within 24 hours after the meeting. The following information is also provided for members of the public that would like to participate in the meeting remotely. To participate remotely from a computer, please use the link below to join the public meeting webinar. Or from a telephone, dial the toll-free number 888-475-4499 and enter meeting ID 792-737-0353. No participant ID is needed, just press pound when asked. Telephone users may dial *9 to request to speak after joining the meeting. The agenda lists all the topics which may be discussed at the meeting and are those reasonably anticipated by the chair. Votes may be taken as a result of these discussions. Not all items listed may in fact be discussed, and other items not listed may also be brought up for discussion to the extent permitted by the open meeting law. At this time, I want to do just a roll call for the commission members. Please respond in the affirmative. Mrs. Yasko?
Aye, here.
Mr. Dorn?
Here.
All right, and Mr. Tyler, I'm here. So at this moment, we'll go to the public comment portion of the meeting. So Mrs. Moran, the floor is yours.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Yes, we can.
Okay. Is Rob Oliver at this meeting?
No, he is not.
Okay, as he's also part of the cemetery. I only had two things I wanted to bring up, and one of them involved the DPW. And I'm sorry he's not here to hear this. Can I still say it because it concerns the cemetery?
Yeah, no, that's fine. He mentioned to me earlier that he wasn't been able to attend because he's attending a different meeting at the same time. But this, like I say, it's being recorded, so he can watch it later. So whatever you say, I mean, he can hear it eventually.
I just wanted to acknowledge someone from the DPW, and that's Todd, the cemetery superintendent. Todd is a very, very kind man, a very hard worker. He's helped me get through 3 burials of the most important people in my life and taking care of that part of things, and also extra little things when it came to what was done with the graves. He's a very hard worker, and I wanted him to know, and to know it was publicly acknowledged, that I really appreciate everything Todd has done over the years to help me get through those burials. He's a really good guy, and I appreciated him very much. The second thing I wanted to raise, this is kind of complicated and convoluted. I'll go as quick as I can. I know you want to get through everything you need to do and get home to your families. But I've been thinking a little bit about how things were done up there, and I'm sure Todd has his hands full and is really busy with trying to take care of 2 cemeteries. And I said, I wonder if the DPW and the commission could look at something, one particular little thing a little bit different, tweaked a little bit, and maybe not even have to change the rules, because I think I got an idea that could help cut down on waste and increase recycling, thus making things a little bit greener. I think it might be able to help Todd in all he has to deal with in there, and all the trash removal. And I think it might help people that have, sites up there that they have to take care of. And I think putting things up at Christmas is very cost prohibitive, especially when a lot of the people that are going up there and doing things are senior citizens that are stretched to the max financially. And I'm wondering if the DPW and the commission could talk about trying something on a one-time basis for next Christmas season and evaluate it afterwards to see if there was any benefit to it. Because I think it could help in a lot of ways. And keep more trash out of there. One thing that I think should be part of the rules someday is to make people take out their stuff after the Christmas season. There's a lot of stuff there. You end up with things that are plastic, things that are yard waste types of things, and she's got to go through and get all that stuff out in the winter because people don't take care of it. I think people should be made to get their stuff out of there after the holidays come 1 January. I don't think that burden should be on the cemetery when they only have one employee to take care of 2 cemeteries. That's a lot of work. So what I'm asking is if you guys could both look at allowing people to put up their Christmas decorations from Thanksgiving Day to 31 December or 1 Jan with the requirement that they must remove them by that date, or the items will be disposed of permanently. In other words, they don't get it back. And if you have to trash or recycle or whatever you have to do, the one piece I would like to see added in there is a one-time trial, is to not force people to spend money they don't have at a greenhouse. Let them use decorations they have. Let them take their decorations home after they're done. And see what happens. Put up signs, one-time trial to be evaluated at the conclusion of the Christmas season, and then determine whether or not it saved time, it helped with the trash, it helped recycle, people helped get their stuff out. Ask Todd how it was for him. Something along those lines. And I'm sure someone like Todd could come up with 100 positive ideas to add into that, because he's the one that's got to deal with all this. To see if there's another way to implement it just for that time frame. I'm asking if you guys will look at it and discuss it with the DPW. And that's it.
Well, thank you very much for your comments. They're appreciated, and we'll certainly take it under consideration. It's not a bad idea. I think generally people, weather permitting, obviously, if we get 2 feet of snow between now and Christmas, they're not going to be able to get it out of there. But if weather permitting, I think most people probably do that already. I don't really know, without asking the superintendent, how much he actually throws away. But I mean, it's certainly worth discussing. Again, I thank you for your comments, and I just would want to make one more comment, that I spoke with the superintendent yesterday, and I instructed him to go through both cemeteries and do a sweep of all the lots and remove anything that was not permitted. That is plastic floral arrangements and of things of that nature. And he gathered up quite a pile of things, and he took them to the cemetery garage on Holman Street. They'll be available for anybody that wants to pick them up. So I just wanted to make you aware that as far as we know at this moment, everything is conforming with the regulations, and it's not, these regulations were formed long before I was a commissioner. Recently, probably within 2 years, we had the signage put up, which makes it aware to people when they come in what the regulations are. So I just wanted to make you personally aware that the cemetery was swept as far as what's allowed and what isn't. So with that having said, again, I thank you for your comments, and I will certainly take it under consideration, and
Can I
we'll
just say
discuss
two
it.
things, Billy? May I please say two more things really, really quick, Bill?
Sure.
My intention was not to hurt any other person in the things that they have there. Not my intention at all. Second, as far as the weather thing goes, what I had been putting up there myself at our family site, I have been doing for 10 years. And, you know, most people pay a little bit of attention to the weather report, and usually if you're going to get a foot of snow, they talk about it for a week before you get it, which gives people plenty of time to get up there to remove their things. There's been times when I've had something up there for 2 days and had to take it back out because I didn't want to go back in once we got that snow. Walking in there through the snow to get your stuff out isn't fun. I've done it. Don't want to get caught with that. But no, I think there's a little bit of wiggle room around that, and certainly people should be aware if something major is going to happen and the place is going to be closed.
Right.
And even if something were done on a trial basis, I'm sure wording could be construed to convey what people need to pay attention to and what they need to do.
Right.
Anyway, that's my 2 cents. Happy Thanksgiving and Merry Christmas to all of you, and thank you for your time. And
Same to you. Thank you for calling in. Appreciate it.
And my
Thank
best,
you.
please, my best to Todd. Thanks.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for calling in.
All right, the next item is the DPW Director update. Like as I said before, he wasn't available tonight. Well, actually, we had a meeting last week and he wasn't available, but the meeting was postponed to this week, so he's not available. But he didn't have much to share. He did tell me that the final cleanup in both cemeteries has been done, as far as the leaves and everything like that. And also the seasonal help is done for the year. They've been a tremendous help to Todd. I made the DPW Director aware of that. This year here was amazing, where both cemeteries looked good all the time. And this is the first time that I can remember that happening. So I'm quite sure that we'll have the help again next year, or the funding for it. I don't know if we'll have the same people, but it's been a great help. So, one of you have any comment on that? Or?
No, I agree. I mean, I'm glad you said something, because I think, they were tremendous. Every time I went over, they were so courteous, and they were hard workers, both of them. I'm sorry we can't. I know he's gone to farm or gone back to school or trying to get into a biotech type job. So I'm just so saddened to know, because he was so awesome. But Lexi, she was awesome too. So I'm just excited that that they did so well.
I'm wondering if, I don't know if it's ever been done before, but being towards the end of the year, is there some sort of an email or something we could send to, Rob, thanking him for his service? Because it's been much better than what we've had in the past, right?
Yes, it has. It has. I've thanked him personally. I mean, you guys want to send him an email, that's fine. But we could send it, as a commission, we could send a letter of thanks or something like that. We could do that.
That's what I was thinking of as the commission,
Yeah,
from
yeah.
all of them.
I've also thanked, I thank the town manager as well, because she's the one who, with her help and Rob's creating the budget, she was amenable to having that in the budget for help. So I thanked her personally as well, but I can put together a letter of thanks for it, and I can run it by you guys, and I can send it in.
That would be great on mine, from what I'm thinking. What do you think, Nancy?
I'm sorry, what did you just say? Sorry, I didn't catch that, Dave.
What's your thoughts on that, as far as sending it from the whole commission, an email letter to Rob, thanking him for what great work they've done this year for us?
Yeah, no, I think that's awesome.
Okay.
I'll help any way I can, so you guys just let me know.
I'll put together a draft and I'll send it to you guys, and we can send it in. I think that's a good idea. The next item is the approval of the October 22nd, 2021 meeting minutes. I think you all have had a chance to look at them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Are there any errors or omissions?
No.
Nope.
So I would look for a motion to approve the minutes of October 22nd, 2021.
Motion to approve minutes of October 22nd, 2021.
I second.
All in favor? Nancy? I have to do a roll call because it's remote.
Yep.
So,
Yes, go, yes.
Mr. Doran?
Yes.
Yeah, aye for myself. The next item is discussion on the current burial lot and burial fees. Ms. Yasko did some research after our last meeting on finding the rates of surrounding towns. We had thought possibly of changing some rates, burial rates and burial fees. I believe you both have it in front of you, or you have looked at it. It really is kind of all over the map as far as some of the pricing, but generally, as far as the prices for lots, we're within reason. We're a little bit more than some, a little bit less than others. So I think in that area we're okay. The other area would be the burial fees. At the moment, we on a 2-grave lot, which is our minimum purchase size, generally right now, the first burial, we waive the fee on the first burial of $200. And on the second burial, we charge a $200. Again, some of these prices at other towns are way above what we have. But generally, I'm just going to give you my take on it, and you guys can put your opinion in there too. But at the moment, I don't see anything to be gained by increasing the prices of lots. We could increase it $100 or $200, but at the end of the day, you know, if you're only selling 10 or 15 lots a year, you're not talking about a great deal of money. And as far as the burial fee, the way it works is on a on a two lot minimum, there's $600 each. And it's $400 for the lot and $200 for perpetual care. Now, the way that works is the cemetery commission or the sale of lots account, they get the $400 out of the 600, and the 200 goes to perpetual care. So theoretically, if you had a sale made of two lots, 800 goes to the sale of lots and 400 goes to the perpetual care. As far as the fees go, the fee money goes directly to the town. We don't get any part of that. So again, I don't see any need to increase the burial fee. It's been that way for quite a while. But I'll open it up to you guys, whatever you guys, you know, if you guys have some opinions, we can certainly talk about it.
What I would just like to say, and Dave and or Bill, I think I agree with Bill on this, only because I think what I'm sensitive to is the fact that we're just coming out of this pandemic. We're still not out of this pandemic. We all know that we're seeing signs that things could get worse again. And I really don't think now is the time to increase anything at this point in time. And the second piece to that is I don't think the town needs to have any more money for this, quite frankly, at this point in time, because of the same reason that I'm stating. I mean, could the commission use a few more dollars to do a few more projects? Absolutely. But I think with Dave being smart on a couple of things in areas that we haven't had, and I think Bill being smart on other areas, and myself with what I've had, I think we can put our heads together and figure something else out without raising the fees at this point in time. That's just my humble opinion on this.
I was leaning the other way, but Nancy, you just convinced me that maybe we should hold off for a year or so because of the COVID. But I was leaning the other way of increasing at least the burial lot. But I'll go ahead and go with both of you agree with for at least this year.
I mean, Dave, I would be open, and I think Bill would be too. I mean, I won't speak for Bill because Bill's right here, but I think we'd be open to, go over again some, ideas of something to, maybe bring in a few pennies for the cemetery that we can get more things done, possibility, or see if there's something else that we can all come up with. Maybe Rob would be able to say, hey, look, I could do this, on this area. That we didn't have to spend money on this piece over here. I'm just throwing that out. Nothing that I have in mind right now, but I think with good minds put together, I think we could do something like that. And I think it would be more beneficial. And I think the people, that right now, I think there's people that are still struggling, and my heart goes out to them. And I think we have to be careful of that. And that's just, like I said, that's my humble opinion on that.
I agree with you. I agree that, let's hold off and let's try to work out some other ways that we can get some money in the budget and do some things that might help out the cemetery and the townspeople. So yeah, let's do that.
Okay. And my apologies, when I put this all together, what I tried to do is, it's all over the map sort of with the different towns, but I decided to put it in this form because then you could see per town, this is what it is. Instead of putting it on a huge spreadsheet, with all the numbers on it, at least now you see, okay, this town here, it does this. Maybe there's something that we'll want to take from one town and put into this town eventually. I'm not sure, but at least you see the big picture of the different towns. And we can always go back in another 2 years from now and see what those numbers look like again. At least we have, you know, we have this baseline on where it is.
Sounds good to me.
I agree with both of you. Just one point of on these burial rates. We don't know the ins and outs of every town, how they do things. You know, for instance, towns, and I think they may be together with parks or something like that. I'm not sure, but
Some of them are, yes.
so they may have to hire someone to open up a grave outside of the town. Which
Right.
would cause a lot more money than what it costs us, because the DPW was in charge of that. So like I say, those figures, you have to take them. It's not really apples and apples. So unless you knew how each one actually operated. But
Yep, that's
again,
a good point.
the burial fees really, again, it doesn't benefit us at all. And so I would agree that it's an awful time to raise prices on anything right now. So I think we should probably revisit it again at some point, and again talk about some other ways to you know, because right now we don't sell as many lots as we used to. There's a lot more cremations, so it's kind of a mixed bag of things, trying to figure out the best way to do it. But I think at this point in time, we should probably just put it on the back burner and talk about it, you know, at a later date.
Yeah.
This next item, discussion on and vote on planting of flowers in 2022. I think we all can relate to how much work it was taking care of the flowers at both cemeteries, and we all took a part in it. And you know, there was sometimes it was hard to juggle trying to get time to do it, especially in the hot weather. So with Dave's help, he has contacted Helen Balcom, who takes care of other graves in town as far as watering and planting. And she has come up with a price of $575 for the whole year, excluding the price of the plants. That's something we would obviously pay for, but this is just the care of them. It breaks down to $300 for the spring and $275 for the fall. Just speaking for myself, I think that's money well spent, where she can, you know, she does a very good job, and she has a lot more knowledge than I certainly have on what's a good thing to plant, what's not a good thing to, how much to water. I mean, I've probably been in fault of watering too much. So that's what's on the table here. Why don't you guys, you know, you guys give me your thoughts on it, and we can discuss it and possibly vote on it.
No, I agree with you, Bill. She does a great job. I know of a number of places that she does at the North Cemetery, and the grave sites always look really nice. So, and that price was not just the watering, but you know, taking care of them as far as weeding them out and stuff like that. So, I agree with you that we should vote on this.
I'm in full agreement too, because, you know, again, we've all three done it, and I think it's awesome. I think she does a beautiful job, especially looking at your gravesite, Dave. I think, like I said, I'm all for it. So if we're all ready to vote, Bill.
All right, so I would entertain a motion to pay Mrs. Balcom $575 at some point in 2022, in the spring of 2022, probably, to handle the planting and care of the flowers.
I make the notion.
I second it.
All right, we'll go for the vote. Mrs. Yasko,
Aye.
Mr. Doran,
Aye.
and I for myself. So Dave, can you let her know that we voted on that, and we'll be contacting her, or you can contact her in the spring?
I will. Thank you. Yep.
Thank you. The next item, this was, I had sent you this a while back. I had got an email from Brandon at Raymaker. It was a update available for our SIM system. When I first looked at it, it sounded like it might be something that's we could look at. But the more I thought about it, and it seemed like it might be more bells and whistles than we really need. It wasn't really, I don't recall what the price was off the top of my head. I don't have it in front of me. But at the moment, we're spending, I believe it's $1,800 a year on the SIM system between the website hosting and the maintenance. This new update included, I believe it was involved in being able to change. In other words, if you found mistakes in your system, you could change the burial lots and things of that nature. But to me, it sounded like it was way beyond what we really needed to do. I think it's, I think what we have right now serves us well. Todd handles it okay. So that's my opinion. If you guys remember looking at it, or you have a thought on it.
No, I don't. You know what? On this one, I don't, and my apologies. I'd like to relook at that, Bill, and the only reason I'm saying that, sometimes if you don't keep up with updates, you fall behind, and it could be more costly by falling behind. That's all. Because sometimes the updates go hand in hand, and that's my only concern. So if you can, I'll look back in my emails to see if I still have that. But if not, could you resend that? And can we put this on the next agenda? If it's not, I know we won't. I don't know if we'll have it next month, but after February or whatever time frame, and then we can relook at that. Is that okay?
Sure, that's no problem at all. No problem at all. I should probably have refresh my memory today and looked at it, but I was kind of busy and I didn't. Yeah, I think it's probably something we should look at, because we probably shouldn't dismiss it that easily.
Yeah, that's my only fear. I mean, I'm not saying that you might be right, but I just would like to look at it and see what he's talking about. Or I could just call Brandon too. I know he had sent me that a while ago, and my apologies again. I don't know if I sent it on to you or he sent them to both of us or not. I'll have to look at that again.
Email that I got, there was some sort of a tutorial that he would send you. It was like some sort of a vision of how it works, a virtual thing you could do online, how it works. Why don't we put that on the back burner until we'll talk about.
Yeah, that would be great. Because the reason I'm saying that too is because of what, we're going forward with the historical side of the revolution and what they were doing as far as, the old grave sites and stuff. It may, again, it may fall into something that would be super for that. I don't know. Like I said, I'm just guessing that, but.
No, I mean, updates are good. I mean, we all get them on our phones and computers and everything. So
right.
I just didn't want to automatically just do it. I wanted to notify everybody.
Okay.
Is that okay with you, Dave, to look at it again next meeting?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I was just looking to see if I had anything, but I don't have it in.
It was probably at least 3 weeks ago I sent it. I think I shared it, the email.
Oh, 3 weeks
That's okay.
ago?
No problem. If you guys can't find it, I'll send it to you again.
Okay. Yeah,
It might be easy just to send it again and trying to find it.
Oh, TIMS?
CIMS, yeah.
Yeah, I just found it.
It was, I forwarded it from, it was from Brandon, I can't think of his last name right now, but his first name is Brandon. He's the director of the, in charge of Sims.
Brandon Finley.
Yeah, Finley, that's right, yeah.
Dynamic mapping updates, a new reporting interface, updated CIMS calendar features, and touchscreen capability for Sigma.
Right. All right, so you already have that, so Nancy, I'll resend that to you, okay? If you want me to do that? Nancy?
I'm sorry, I'm right here.
Said, Dave-
Sorry.
Would you fall asleep?
No, I didn't fall asleep. I just had to run for a second. I'm right here.
Oh, Dave found the email from Brandon. You want me to just resend
Okay.
it to you?
Yeah, that would be great. Thank you.
That's easy. We can do that. This next one is something came up, it comes up very seldom actually. And it's actually something we don't generally do by buying back of lots because it's a financial nightmare. The finance director to do. But we have done it in the past. I had a conversation with the former superintendent, and it has been done in the past, but it's not something we normally do. It's on a case-by-case basis. But this particular case, the lots number 778-1 and 778-2 in North Cemetery, and it's up by, it's in the newest section up by the well. If you come in the parking lot, it's still to the right. I don't know exactly where it is, but it's in that area. It was bought quite some time ago. Well, I can tell that by the price of it. It cost, it was $350 for 2 lots.
Wow.
So they bought that, bought the lots with intentions of using them, but apparently they moved to Tennessee and they inquired on whether we would be interested in buying back the lots. So I told Todd that I would talk about it today, and I don't have any problem with it. It's in a desirable area, I should say. It's in the main area. So basically what would happen is when you buy back a lot, you don't reimburse them for perpetual care. All you do is you would buy back whatever the lot costs. So in this case, the lot costs $350 and $100 of it was perpetual care. So the total, the net amount that we would pay them back is $250 with the hope that at some point we would sell it for $1,200. We're not in the business to make money. That's not what we're doing. But I mean, it seems a shame to have a lot there than not use it if someone wants one there. So what I'm asking is if what your guys' thoughts are on it, and if we want to vote on it or what we want to do on it.
Well, I have two ways of thinking on this one. I agree. I think there's no reason why we shouldn't, buy it back because the people did, move, so on and so forth. I get that sometimes life happens that way. But what I was going to ask, or what your thoughts are, both you and Dave, is what if we hold those lots? But I don't know if this will open up a can of worms for someone that is either really has fallen on hard times that can't afford it. And we just save those for that moment. Or do we do what you say, Bill, is keep it and then resell it back for the $1,200?
Well, in your first case, Nancy, how would you work that if you're saying that we're going to buy it back from them, but then hold it and not resell it? Is that what
Well, I'm saying resell it, but what I'm saying is when I say hold it, that there'll be an opportunity that maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, maybe 2 years from now, that someone either is, out of luck, whatever, what has fallen on hard times, whatever you want to say. And we present them with this at this cost. I guess that's all I'm asking. Now, I don't know if we can do that. I don't know if that gets us into trouble by doing it that way. I'm just asking.
Well, I would think that'd be a legal issue that we would have to find out, right? Bill, from the
Well,
attorney?
I think we would have to buy it back first before we could do that.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, it's only $250, so I don't think they're, I don't know how desperate they are. I don't know. Todd would have to contact them and find out. But either way, I think, that's not a bad idea to hold it. But again, we would still have to buy it back from them, so we would have.
Oh, no, I agree of buying it back. Yeah, I agree of buying it back. All I'm saying is where you bought it back at a low cost is keep it for the possibility on if there's someone that, like I said, that really can't afford to put their loved one in the grave or something, like I said, that needs some financial help with that. And could we as a commission do that? That's all I'm saying.
Oh, we definitely could do that. That's something within our purview to do that.
What do we do? I guess I've never seen that happen recently, but what's been your thoughts in the past about someone coming to you and saying that same thing? What have you done before I came on the board?
Well, it's never happened on my in my tenure on the board, so I have no experience on it. It's happened in the past. It probably hasn't happened in Todd's tenure. I don't know.
Okay.
It doesn't happen often. It doesn't happen often because generally people, if they buy a lot, they generally use it. But these people actually had a headstone too, and they removed that as well. So it's again, it's up to us. It's our decision what we want to do. But I think Nancy's idea is fine. I don't have a problem with it. Well, first of all, why don't we find out first of all if they're I don't know how long ago it was he contacted them. But if they're still, if they're still looking to get their money back, let me find out from Todd what the situation is, and I'll run that idea by him. I don't think he would have a problem with it. I think it's a good idea. Like I say, I mean, generally, I don't know, the financial, obviously the people that buy lots, we don't know their financial condition if they're struggling or not. But it might be nice to have something like that, Let me run it by Todd and see what he thinks. But either way, we're going to buy it back if they wish to. If they wish us to buy it back, we're going to buy it back for $250.
Yeah.
Correct.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to vote on that tonight?
Yes, I'd like to. Yes. So.
Okay.
Someone make a motion to do that.
I make the vote
For $250.
and I second it.
All right, let's have the vote. Mrs. Yasko,
Aye.
Mr. Doran,
Aye.
and I for myself. Okay. I'll get some more information on that. Last item, well, it's not the last item, but it's the last item on the agenda. I got a couple of things I want to talk about, but the last one is the possible purchase of 2 cameras for surveillance. And it kind of ties into something that happened today. We had talked about it in the past, getting some cameras for both cemeteries to try to somehow have a deterrent for some of the things that have been happening in the cemeteries, whether it be illegal dumping or people not picking up after the dogs or other things like that. But today, Todd called me and said that someone called him and said they saw a truck. Unfortunately, apparently they didn't get the any kind of a license plate, but they said a truck went in and dumped a mattress and some other items in a bag of rubbish or something in South Cemetery in the back. He filed a police report. So again, I think these cameras are something we really should really pull a trigger on. Todd volunteered to purchase them himself, and we would reimburse him. Apparently, he and Rob looked at a couple today. It sounds like $200 would cover it. They're inexpensive game cameras. They're not any high tech. They're kind of camouflage looking, and you can put them in a tree, and they're battery operated, and they would do the job. So I would, and you guys want to talk about this a little bit, or you want to just vote on it?
Well, you say they're battery operated.
Yes.
What's the distance? How much of a distance are we going to see? And how do we know when the batteries go dead? Do we have to change them automatically every 6 months?
You would have to change them. I mean, I don't think, once the cemeteries are closed, you probably, you wouldn't want to waste them in there when the cemeteries are closed. But generally in, the other 3 seasons, they last quite a while. I mean, I have one of those cameras. I got it last Christmas, actually. And the batteries are still good. So they last quite a while. They're motion activated, and you can set it for how long you want to record. Any kind of a time frame, if you want it just at night or any time. So they're fairly efficient. They don't, you wouldn't have a recording last for 2 hours or anything, but it's just for a couple of minutes or whatever it is. So I think it's time that we take that step, and it's too bad we have to do that, but that's the only way we're going to curb it, I think, is actually catch somebody doing it.
Okay. And the DPW will use their aerial ladder, or the fire departments, and put it up? Or do we have to?
Yeah, I mean, if it has to be that high, I mean, they have a ladder. I mean, I don't think they have to get a vehicle in there to do it.
Okay.
There's enough trees around there, they can put it on a high branch or something and do that. What are your thoughts, Nancy?
I'm all for it. I mean, I think we've talked about this enough. We've gone back and forth. I think it's time. I think we need to do it and see what we uncover. We might be surprised.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to me, it's just despicable that someone would, do it anywhere, but I mean, especially, seek out a cemetery and just do it there.
Right.
People that just amaze me.
Right.
What they'll do.
No, I think it's worth a try. And the cameras have come down so much in cost and stuff. So, and I mean, your picture that, you had out there the other night, I mean, they're great. My mother has one up in Maine. They're great.
Yeah, no, they are. And it's just, it's just another tool. I mean, it's just, you can have people, the police go through the cemetery, they're maybe once a day, but I mean, you're never going to catch anybody that way.
Right.
People wait till the right time, but to me, in broad daylight to do that is just really, I don't know, it's amazing to me. So, someone want to make, what's that? I'm sorry, Dave, what was that?
Do we need signage installed saying that we have cameras? Do we need that?
No, I don't think so. I don't think there's any legal, it's not going to be pointed. It's going to be directed towards areas where people do the dumping.
Okay.
It's not going to be directed at graves, to headstones or anything like that. It's going to be directed towards the back. The one in South Cemetery was in the back. It's the road actually goes around the whole back there.
Right.
So, and you can't even see it from the road. So, and so in North Cemetery, I would think it would probably be placed somewhere near the back, maybe facing towards the field, something like that, but we can let Todd figure out where he wants to put them. Someone want to make a motion to authorize $200 or up to $200 for the sale, for the purchase of 2 cameras?
I make the motion to purchase the 2 cameras for $200 or whatever the cost is for the cameras. I think you said $200.
Yeah, up to $200, yeah.
Oh, okay, up to $200.
I second it.
All right, Mrs. Jasko,
Aye.
Mr. Doran,
Aye.
and I for myself. All right, couple of things. These are Facebook thoughts. I had talked to Mrs. Jasko earlier today about it, just asking a question about it. But you know, we do have a Facebook page, and it's we don't use it a lot. It's mostly for information. But I had thought maybe because we were dealing with some of the issues with decorations at Christmas time, I thought maybe it might be appropriate to post something just reminding people, you know, during the Christmas season, you know, we certainly encourage and want people to decorate, you know, if they wish to, but just to make sure that they do follow the rules and regs. Just a statement, you know, and just I think that might be helpful. I can draft something up and send it to you guys, and we can, you know, and if you're agreeable to it, I can post it on Facebook. What are your thoughts?
That's fine with me.
I agree. I think it's a good thing. I think, you know, and I think, Bill, what I talked about is possibility of, you know, just putting something, you know, happy holidays, or, you know, wishing your families well, or, you know, just something to lighten it up too, by saying, you know, we're here for you, but obviously don't put that in, but basically that, you know, this is our intent.
Right. You know, again, I whenever I post anything on Facebook, I don't, I generally never respond to anything because, as you know, Facebook sometimes can be a negative place, and people can't help themselves and tend to make negative comments. And so I generally, I could say almost never respond to them, because it just
Right.
opens up a can of worms and never ends. So it's
Absolutely.
just mostly informational.
And I would
And the
put that,
same-
you know, somehow type that, you know, put that in. This is an informational, you know, here's some thoughts on the cemetery commission and what we're looking for, and, you know,
Yeah.
something like
Yeah,
that.
I mean, most people are fine with it, but it's just, you know, it's just,
Yep.
Sometimes people get carried away. I don't know what it is, but they can't seem to help themselves. And I would also maybe entertain the thought of putting a Facebook post about the dumping too again. And we've done that in the past, and it's just, you know, we get a lot of positive comments. Everybody's amazed that it happens, and they're shocked and horrified, but it doesn't seem to make any difference. So I may or may not do that. Doesn't do any harm, I guess, to make the public aware of it. But so that's all I have on the agenda. If anybody else, does anybody else have anything they want to discuss or talk about? Or?
No.
No, I think we're,
Well,
I think, go ahead.
No, I said, I think we're all set. You want to make a motion to put that on Facebook or not?
No, we don't have to do that.
Okay.
But I would accept the motion to adjourn.
Make a motion.
I make a motion.
We adjourn at 7:25 PM.
And I second it.
All right, we'll vote. Mrs. Jasko,
Aye.
Mr. Doran,
Aye.
And I for myself. So with that, the meeting's adjourned, and Dave, I don't know how long before this meeting will be on YouTube, but if I see it before you do, I'll send you a link. I'll let you know about it.
Okay,
It will make the minutes a lot easier for you. And
Okay.
yeah. So you all have a good evening, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right, you too.
Have a
Bye-bye.
good night.
Good night.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.